Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Divine Cupid podcast. If you're new, I'm your host, India Watson, and if you're not new, welcome back. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode. I feel like this is a very awkward angle. I have what is it? This is my DIY setup for a ring light. My ring light is broken. I lived in my sister's room for a little bit too long, and now it's destroyed. So this is what we're working with until I buy another one. Also, I feel like, because I was thinking, like, is it awkward that I'm holding my mic? Like, I don't know. I know you guys can probably hear, like, feedback if I, like, hit my hand or, like, put my hand down or whatever. I have, like, the stand to connect to, like, where it just hangs. But I don't really think I want that dangling over my bed, and it doesn't connect, like, it doesn't clip on to my, what is it? My dresser. So it doesn't clip onto my dresser. So I have to stuttering. I need to figure out an alternative. Anyways, for today's episode, guys, I'm really excited to talk to you guys about my post-grad experience. I feel like that's such a fun topic. The way I wanted to do this episode was I'm going to start having, like, guests on my podcast. So I don't know if I'm going to be sitting on this side or on this side, whichever side. But I'm going to start having people on my podcast, which I'm really excited because that's something I've wanted to do for so long. And my friend and I are actually going to talk about this because I want to give you guys, like, the comparison of going straight to a 4-year versus going straight to a community college. For me, graduating high school was like, I was like having a good time. Like, I was in my truest and most genuine party era, like party phase, and then I got grounded for like a month. So I was low-key just like, dang, I was in my gym phase because that's all I really could do. But I was on like a thrill, and through the whole like senior year, like, I was applying for colleges and I was planning on going straight to a 4-year after I graduated high school. I actually was accepted into Fullerton, and I was going to go to Fullerton, and I was committed to Fullerton, and I was really, really, really excited to go to Fullerton. My parents and I had agreed that this was the best thing for me, and like, I have always been a person that's just wanted to branch out and explore and experience life, and I no longer wanted to be at home. Like, I did not want to be home. I did not want to be in my hometown. Like, I wanted to branch out and figure out what life had to offer me on my own, and my own experiences that I could shape myself. Now, I was so excited. And also, towards the end of my senior year, a little bit of like drama had just curated within my life. Stopped being friends with my friends that I had been friends with forever. And then, like, school, I wouldn't say school was like stressful, but there was like school drama in the midst of everything. And I think, like, losing your like closest and longest friends was, to me, like a little, like, friendship heartbreaks are hard. Like, I won't lie, like, they are hard. So it's just a very, like, definitely not, I wouldn't say tense, but anxiety inducing experience. I would say that. I would definitely say anxiety was on like a definitive 10, just because of the unpredictability of everything that I felt like was happening. Like, hello, everything was moving so quick, and I was like, damn, how did we even get here? Like, how did we get here? And so, on top of that little like friendship heartbreak, one morning I was talking to my like BSU advisor. I love my BSU advisor. Like, she's so lit. And I was like telling her about like college and like other we were talking about other alternatives, like, for me, and the off chance that I couldn't go to Fullerton. But I really was not trying to hear none of that, oh, like, if you don't get into Fullerton. I was like, don't manifest that for me. Like, don't manifest that for me. Don't put that negative energy in the atmosphere for me. Like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna be gone, and it's gonna be like, farewell, goodbye, everybody. Like, I'm out. Like, I was so ready to go. And my FAFSA was not giving me like any money. The only thing I could pull out were loans. And I was very devastated because it just isn't a financially responsible decision for me to pull out loans and to go into debt over school. The poverty line right now, I believe, is like 35 to 40K, and that is just like the poverty line. And a lot of jobs, their starting salaries are like 25K, like, and it's really hard for like what I want to do. I want to be a psychiatrist. There are so many more steps into being a medical doctor. Like, it doesn't just stop at a bachelor's degree for me. So to drop like $140K on 4 years and then have to, go to a master's program, do my doctorates, all my little like side education things. It just did not make sense for me to do, to pull out loans and everything. And I just was not trying to hear the talk at community college. I was like, I cannot stay here. I do not want to stay here. And then I remembered like going to my counselor and being like, hey, like, can you help me understand my FAFSA? Like, I don't understand. I'm confused. Like, please help me understand. Like, is it giving me a loan or is it like giving me grant money? Like, hey, which one do I get? And yeah, it was just nothing but loans. Like, it gave me $0. And I was like, dang, I'm in a pickle. And then I remember calling my mom and like she was talking to me about how college is expensive and how like the practicality of just dropping so much money on something that doesn't even really, it obviously is a step to getting to my end goal, but it doesn't immediately get me to my end goal. And having to sit with the reality that I will be attending community college was hard because I had always anticipated that I would just go straight to a 4-year, and that was something that I was looking for. I was like, even though like there's so much negative happening to me right now, like throughout my like social life, I have the opportunity to rebrand and rebuild that through going straight to college. And that was not my reality, and that was soul crushing for me because for someone who kind of always got their way in life and like got to the goals that they had, sought out, this one goal just was not within my control. It was not within anybody's control, and it felt very like challenging to try to control the uncontrollable. Like I was like, there's nothing I can do about it. And so through that entire time, I had just tried to enjoy my summer. I was like, I don't even want to like think about school. I don't want to, think about college. I don't want to think about any of those things. Hold on, I'm gonna go back. But I didn't want to think about any of those things. That was not something that I wanted to worry about, and I wanted to think about. And then that ignoring those feelings definitely resurfaced when I'm helping my friend. I didn't help her pack. I actually just sat in her bed and watched TikToks while she was packing and played with her cat. Well, hold on. But I was just low-key chilling in her room, and I was just chilling in her room. And I had gotten like sad at the fact that I was like, dang, like this would have been me. Like I would have been so excited to like move into my dorm and like meet my roommate. And like I literally like I did my roommate form and everything. Like I was fully admitted to this school, and I was like really hurt. And I was like telling my friends like I was sad, but I don't think like anybody understood. Like I really felt trapped. Like I feel trapped being here sometimes, and I feel like my life is very redundant, and it's just so much that I have done. Like I feel like I do the same thing every day. I feel like I'm not growing. I felt like growth was not going to happen. I felt like change was not going to happen. I felt like I was going to fall into another like depression, like that, that COVID depression of just being in your space for so long, and just like that, like, I don't know, that stunned, what's the word, feeling of just like, dang, like another day of the same thing. Like that's how I was feeling. So I just felt very like hurt, and watching her like pack to move in like made me feel a little hurt. Watching my friends like enjoy their first week of college made me feel like a little like envious. Like I was like, dang, like I'm so jealous of you guys, excuse me. And then like that was hard. And then also being in your hometown while like all the seniors are having like a great time, and it's like socially like, not, I wouldn't say socially unacceptable, but in my mind socially unacceptable to be a postgraduate who not only graduated like a couple months ago, but someone who's like an activist for how much they hate school, be back. Oh no, couldn't do it. Like, oh my gosh, I would literally I can't even drop my sister off and stay for too long. Like I zoom out of there, because it's like, it's one thing to hate school and never want to be back. It's another thing to hate school, never want to be back, and then go to all those school events that you low-key like complain about having to attend. So I'm not a hypocrite like that. I stay my behind at home. I be good at home. Oops, I hit my mic. And yeah, I don't know. Those are two different feelings, like being envious of not being able to go to college, and then being like, okay, well, I'm not at college, but I'm in my hometown, but like being in these like little events don't sit correctly with me. Like, I don't know. It's just a me thing. But going to, first off, there are so many like mentality shifts. I get like my not a 4-year ago, but my Snapchat memories. I got the like New Year's recap, and it kind of recapped the feelings that I felt and the sadness that I felt and the disappointment that I felt in myself for not being able to go. I kind of felt like it was my fault and I could have done more in school. And like having these transitions from high school to community college, like basically, let me break it down in a sense of graduating one thing, great. Summer, another thing, great. The envy that I felt from, my friends, which, hello, not envy like on their end or like envy in like I'm so jealous of you way, but just envy of the fact that it's like, dang, an opportunity that I wanted, that I had, that I couldn't attend. Like, oh my gosh. And it was just really hard because of the expectations and the standards that I had placed on myself. I'm happy to actually be in community college. I feel great being in community college. Now, when I think about it now, I have said I feel like it is a blessing in disguise that I did not go straight to a 4-year because I do not feel like I was prepared to go straight to a 4-year. I think being in community college now has really shaped me, even though I'm not physically in community college. I do take online classes, and I've been taking them ever since I graduated high school. So I am halfway done with my associate's degree. So I'm already like on track to finish my AA degree a lot earlier than I'm supposed to, which are things that I would not have been able to accomplish going straight to a 4-year because I would just be going on that like course track speed, like if that I have 3 jobs and I work really hard at all of them because I love making money and stacking my money. I have a car now and I draw out my driver's license. Like, I think things wouldn't have happened, and like the person that I am today obviously would not be the same person going straight into a 4-year. I think that the stigma around community college is one of the things and the factors that shaped my feelings on having to go. A lot of people see like community college as a very negative thing and a very like horrible option, but there are so many like pros to just not dropping so much money on your first 2 years. Like, I think your first 2 years, obviously, of any adult shaping experience is meant to help you navigate through the real world. Obviously, I feel like in some ways my experiences are not the same as someone and going straight to a 4-year because of just the surroundings, the environments, like things like that. But I think the same academic goal is being accomplished. If not, I'm not going to say if not more, through community college, because that is additional work that I chose to put in, which another person in a 4-year could accomplish just as fast. But I think it is more of convenience and more easier through community college for me personally. I'm a social butterfly, so I felt like another fear that I had was just like, I'm going to be a loser, like with no friends. Like, I'm going to be a loser with no friends. And that was really hard to tell myself, like, hello, that's not the reality of life. Like, you make efforts to keep in contact with who you want to keep in contact with, and friendships flourish that are meant to flourish. You never have to like force your hand on anything. And the memorable adult shaping friendships that you may have wanted to form in college, you can still form in your hometown. Having 3 jobs has allowed me to experience a lot of amazing and beautiful people who I have learned amazing and wonderful things from. My coworkers from my first few jobs have been like so phenomenal and awesome, and like leaving my jobs to go to other jobs has made me so like sad. Like, no, I miss my coworkers, I need my jobs back. But I cherish experiences. I cherish like experiencing myself in different ways, in different aspects, seeing my strengths and my weaknesses and what I'm good at and what I'm not good at. I love getting to know new people, and I feel like it really helps my customer service skills and my speaking skills, because it's really easy to deal with social anxiety and being uncomfortable around new people, especially for me, for someone who is a big personality and very big and outgoing. When I am around people who have known each other for a long time and kind of like click together, I feel uncomfortable trying to ease my way into that situation. But the entire purpose of living is building relationships, and like, you gotta step out of your comfort zone, and having different jobs and growing and building in these different experiences has really helped and shaped me to, be able to do those things better. My grades are better than they've ever been. I have a 3.8 GPA in college. That's scary because I had always wanted a 3.8, 4.0 in high school, but I would always get lazy and I would be complacent and I would be like, I'm cool with the 3.0. I'll breeze right through with this. That's fine. I would never, ever, ever let it go under 3.0. I was very cool with the bare minimum. And now I feel like I'm doing more of the maximum than I have ever done in school. And this is from someone who low-key would be just watching the teacher talk, I'd be hey, you're saying really good things. Hey, I'll chime in, participate, whatever. But after a point, I just started feeling hey, my senioritis has kicked in since I was 14 and I was a freshman. Hey, I'm done. I'm tired. And it felt so redundant to me, but obviously in college, you're picking your major, you're learning about things you want to learn about. A lot of the things that I'm learning about because of my major, I had already taken classes to get a better grasp of jumping into that field. So now I'm I know a lot more of this, so it's not first time knowledge. A lot more easier when I have the fundamentals of what it is that I am learning. And I enjoy learning things that are interesting, and every subject that I have been presented and my experiences in my classes have been fascinating. And I'm choosing classes on things that I actually want to learn about and not about things that I'm forced to learn about. Not about things that the state requires me to know about that don't matter. Hello, I don't know when long division has came up in my lifetime. I don't think it will come up in my lifetime. Maybe, but I have not really made those skills that I've that's a whole different subject. I'm about to get into a little tangent, but I personally think the I don't know, fundamental and basic math skills that were taught from I would say elementary school to now, but just things that I don't use, algebra 2. I don't remember a single thing in algebra 2. Geometry, when am I using a squared plus b squared equals c squared? That's geometry and algebra 2. I won't be using none of those because a, b, and c are not equaling d to me. I haven't needed none of that. Anyways, school has been good. My social life, I feel good. I have been really selective and really careful of what I keep around me, what I want around me, what I need to reflect around me, and even checking myself because I say, sometimes it's not always that person, sometimes it's you, and you gotta fix what you have going on. And my social life feels good. I feel good. I've always kind of not struggled with the concept, but I have kind of thought that it would be more challenging to engage with other people when school ends because in my mind I was I'm done, I'm cutting everybody off, goodbye, goodbye. But that's actually not the case. Sometimes you have more in common and more with people than you might have thought. I think high school was a good experience for me for the most part because of the person that it shaped me to be, and the good and the bad and all those fun and young and turnt moments and those horrid experiences, I feel it all shaped me into being the person that I am. And I'm very fortunate to have been able to go and have a backup plan and work so hard to possibly move out of state and go to a college out of state. I think that because there's so much stigma around community college, a lot of people see that having to go to community college is the worst thing and it's the end of the world. But I promise it's really not the end of the world. There are a lot of people who do go straight to a 4-year and actually hate it, and it's a horrible experience for them. And they come back to community college and they thrive so much better. And there are people that thrive so much better going from community college back towards a 4-year. And it's all about experience and it's all about where you're at in life. Then I was so ready to go, and I was ready to leave, and I was ready to be done, and I was ready to experience life on my own. Now I feel comfortable because if you think about it, I've thought about it. There are a lot of anemones around me that I feel were things that I still needed. And, I've experienced things still being home, still being with my parents, with my family. I have experienced life and a lot of internal things. I feel I've done a lot of me work, which will better aid me when I do go to a 4-year. and the things around me have really taught me things that I've still gained and learned and experienced a lot while still being home. And that was something that I had been worried that I would not be able to experience here. I think everything happens for a reason, firm believer in that. And I do think it's a blessing in disguise in some way that I didn't go to a 4 year, because in the off chance, like, what if I got a scholarship and I ended up losing that because I didn't take school seriously the first year, or, like, I don't know, like, things happen. And I just think this was probably the best route for me, because it still shaped me and I still cherish the course and the path that I am on, even if it was not a path that I had initially planned for myself. I think we need to be okay when our plans get changed, even though it's hard. And, facing that reality and trying to control the things that we can't control is a challenge, because we cannot do it. And it's really hard to be accepting of those things. But I do think everything happens for a reason. And I think the people that, are going straight to a 4 year, going straight to community college, don't know what they want to do, like, it's okay to take your time to figure it out. Me knowing my major, I'm a double major in nursing and psychology right now. Me knowing that I do want to be a psychiatrist, sometimes I wonder, like, do I really want to be in school for this long? And is that something I really, really want to do? Like, I'm still trying to figure out what it is that I'm truly passionate about, so I know how to make my life the most fulfilling and satisfying towards myself. But you will learn and things will change along the way. Like, everything is nothing but an experience. And, we can have goals and things that we want to happen and things that we want to occur for ourselves, but not everything goes to plan. And though we don't see it right now and we don't see it as a good thing in that moment, in hindsight, it might be the best thing for you. And it might be the best thing that has happened to you. So, I don't know. I think through my experiences, I'm still grateful. And I feel like I would have still been grateful to have had that opportunity to go straight to a 4 year immediately. I'm grateful with both outcomes that have occurred in my life. And I am grateful because instead of being so sad and so depressed and so hard on myself, because that were things that I was doing, I was being very hard on myself for my decisions. And because I feel like, I don't know if I mentioned, but I feel like it was my fault that I couldn't get into that 4 year and have that money to pay for college. I've learned to kind of give myself grace, to ease up on myself, and to be kinder, and to be okay. Like, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay, and life is gonna be okay, and things are gonna be okay. And this is just one instance in your life, and it is not the end of the world, I promise. Like, it is not. So I hope everybody who is contemplating straight to a 4 year, staying at home with the family, like going out of state, like going to a trade, I hope like, whatever you decide, it is probably the best fit for you. Because I don't know, if it wasn't meant to work out, it's not meant to work out for the right reasons, not for the wrong ones, and it is not on you. And the school that you do choose to attend and go to does not define your self-worth or your value as a person, or it is not a accurate reflection of your academic or personable qualities. Like, it's not about you sometimes. It's not about what you did and didn't do. It's just about what you cannot control. And that is what I wanted to talk about today. I will do another part of this episode because I do want my friend to talk about her experience going straight to a 4 year, what that was like to her, for that is like for her first semester. And I do want you guys to get like perspective on that, and just like another point of view. And I want that to be my first collab. That's so cute. That's so fun. So yeah, I love you guys so much. I will see you guys next week. And yeah.